Is what you are doing a business, or is your idea a business or a hobby? Because they are two different things. Hobby, we are going to get into that, what that means, and then business, what it means. There is no shame in either. When you decide to do something as a hobby, there is nothing wrong in it. In fact, hobbies also help. Like, for example, some people, their hobby is knitting, and it gives them some kind of calmness. It helps them to cool. It's a form of self-care for them. So, there is nothing wrong in having a hobby that you really enjoy doing. Hey visionary, welcome back. So I'm Bukola Oriola, and it's been nice talking about episode 1 and episode 2, and now we're going to go into episode 3 to help us identify what you really want or what you are doing. So you want to differentiate your business from a hobby. So you want to ask yourself this question: is what you are doing a business, or is your idea a business or a hobby? Because they are two different things. Hobby, we are going to get into that, what that means, and then business, what it means. There is no shame in either. When you decide to do something as a hobby, there is nothing wrong in it. In fact, hobbies also help. Like, for example, some people, their hobby is knitting, and it gives them some kind of calmness. It helps them to cool. It's a form of self-care for them. So, there is nothing wrong in having a hobby that you really enjoy doing. It's therapeutic. However, when we are talking about business, it's completely different, because with business, we're talking about commitment, we're talking about structure, and we're talking about planning. Because the goal of a business is to meet a need and get income from that need that you are meeting. So your idea has to provide solution to a problem. And at the same time that your idea is providing solution to a problem, you are also supposed to be making income from that problem that you are solving. And that makes it a business. And for that to happen, there is commitment involved, there is structure involved, and there is planning involved. It's not something you do randomly, or something you decide, oh, I feel like doing it today, you do it. Tomorrow, I don't feel like doing it. Next tomorrow, I don't feel like doing it. No. Business, you have to keep working at it. That's part of the structure. You have to keep at it. Just like, every day we wake up and get ready to, clean yourself up, and then you start your day. The same thing with business. You want to put that structure in place, and the more you repeat the routine of that structure, your business begins to form. And of course, at the end of this episode, we're going to have a business readiness self-assessment for you to use to determine whether your business or your idea is a hobby or it is a business. Your idea must be solving a problem, and then that problem that your idea is solving is your business, and in turn it brings money to you, meaning that people pay you for it. It's not something that you do for free. If you choose to do something for free or one-off thing, there's nothing wrong in that. Or you give discount, there's nothing wrong in that. But you cannot sustain a business by continuing to do it for free. You're going to get burned out. And business take money, trust me. Even if you start with little amounts, for your business to grow, you need to reinvest back into that business. And reinvesting back in it requires time, it requires resources, and of course it requires money, because there are some things that you need money to do. So this episode in a nutshell is to help you determine or understand the difference between a hobby and a business. There are questions you should ask yourself, and I would like to give you 3 questions that you can ask yourself to determine whether you are ready for your business or not. Number 1, am I ready to treat this like a job and not just a passion? So you want to decide if this is something that you are going to treat as a job, meaning that as a job, you show up every day. There's nothing like I don't feel like showing up today. If you have a job and you have to go clock in, and you are supposed to show up at that job 8 to 5 every day, you don't wake up one day and say, I just don't feel like going today. It's either you use your PTO, your sick time, or you are quitting that job. So you have to determine whether you are ready to take your business as a job, because you are running a business does not mean that, oh, it's play. No, because like we said, business is different from hobby. So you have to treat it as a job and show up to that job every day consistently. Consistency is key. And can you set time aside every week for this? If you are just starting your business, you can choose to say, okay, because I'm just starting and I'm starting small, and in the meantime, because I'm still starting this business, I have maybe my full-time job or a part-time job somewhere else. I'm going to dedicate this amount of time every week to this business, or this amount of time every day to this business, and you use that time to work on that business. There are people that have day jobs and then they will use the night time to work on their business. There are people who have flexible work schedule where they are able to arrange their time, where even during the day they might be able to spend some time on their business. Some people might be able to use, your lunch break. What do you do on your lunch break? If you have 1 hour lunch break, you can decide and say, this 1 hour, I'm going to be using it every day during my lunch to work on my business. Or if it's 30 minutes, I'm going to use this 30 minutes every day to work on my business. And can you continue to do that without feeling tired or discouraged? That's a question that you have to ask yourself honestly. The second question is, am I open to learning about money, marketing, and legal stuff? Mind you, you don't have to know everything, but you have to learn about these things. Money, meaning, money in different ramifications. Money from how you bring money to your business, how much you have to invest in your business, how you want to source for funding for your business. What means are you going to use to raise money for your business? Or is it a business you can start that don't require much capital? For example, consulting business doesn't require much capital, other than registering your business name, getting your EIN, opening a bank account, depending on which state you are in the US, because this is for US residents, those in the US. And I know it's going to be kind of similar in other countries, but the amount will be different from country to country depending on the currency. So you can decide, oh, I have $200 or $300. That $300 I'm going to pay, and let me use Minnesota as an example. To register as an LLC is $155. So when you register your LLC, let's say you have $250. Let's use $250 as an example. You use $155 to register your LLC. Then you have $95 left. You can go to a bank and use that $95 to open a bank account for that business, because your business have to have its own bank account, so you can be accountable. And that business can keep building its own, history, business history, financial history, because as you continue to grow in your business, there will be requirements from you and from your business, and you need to show that that business is an entity by itself and it has its own bank account. So you need to have a bank account set aside for that business. And then, marketing, you must be willing to show up online and market, offline and market. Marketing, basically, in a layman language, is talking about your business, telling people about your business, for them to know about your business, for you to be able to make sale. So who are the people you can market to? And then legal stuff. Legal stuff, part of legal stuff is the business registration, opening bank account. Those are all legal stuff for, the first kind of main things you need to do to get you started as, let's say, a consulting business. But if you're making product, and I think I use like making shea butter, for example, as an example, because I also have handmade cosmetics that I make, and I also do consulting. So if you are making, let's say, product with the same, it's going to be a little higher, because now you are going to be making products. So I would say for making products, I will ask you to start from like $500, so that when you take care of the registration, business registration, and the bank opening, then whatever is left, you want to think, okay, if I make, let's say I want to make shea butter, how much ingredient do I need to make just a few to sell and make some samples for people? And when you want to stand like that and make samples for people, you don't need to make big jars. Look for 1 ounce containers and make the product into 1 ounce containers and sell to people. You have to think about just making that 1 ounce container. You have to think about labeling and the containers that you are going to put the product in, and then the ingredients, and also the tools you are going to use to make it together. So you see that every business is different. These are things that you need to think about, and then you need to kind of determine how much you really need to start that business. And then the third question you have to ask yourself is, am I willing to charge what I'm worth, even if I feel nervous? So, when you want to charge people money, sometimes it can feel nerve-wracking if you are not already used to charging people money for stuff. And depending on the relationship you have with money, if the relationship is negative, it's likely to have some triggers. But in that process, please, I encourage you to really, really find help. Find help for how to deal with that trigger, to overcome that trigger, to be able to charge for your value. Because you need to be able to charge money to make your business work, to keep running that business. You need to charge money. So, your business exists to solve a problem. So that's the mindset you want to have, that this business is solving a problem. And because it's solving a problem, you are being paid for the problem that you are solving. So if you look at it that way, it's different. It's not like people are doing you a favor. No, you are solving a problem for people. And in exchange for that problem you are solving, they are paying you. So when you look at it that way, it will start helping you too in terms of changing the mindset. And you are not just doing it to survive. You are building it to thrive. You are building that business so you can thrive. And when you thrive, your community thrives. The people you are helping to solve a problem, they also thrive. So for example, let's say you are doing consulting in the anti-trafficking world. The expertise you are sharing is helping solve problems, helping to prevent other people from becoming trafficked, helping to prevent other people from not being able to get help. So you are solving a problem. And then let's say it's product you are making, the shea butter moisturizer. The shea butter moisturizer helps the person's skin. So when you think about it that way, then you will be able to charge and feel comfortable charging people and collecting money for the work you are doing. A word on healing and boundaries. If you are still early in your healing journey or feeling burned out, it's okay to take time. You can start small and build from there. Build slowly, begin to build slowly, and be honest with yourself. Whenever you feel burnt out, whenever you feel, I feel like I'm tired, take a break. It's not a crime to take a break. Please, give yourself the grace. Be nice to yourself. Just like we say, be nice to others. Also, be nice to yourself. Take a break. Take a step back. Step back might even be, I pause for a couple of weeks and then I come back. Especially if you begin to find out that you're even getting triggers. It's okay to take a break and work on yourself, because it's very important for you to be in good mental and emotional state of mind to really be able to help others through your consulting, through product selling, through whatever means you are using to solve a problem in the community, to be paid in the form of your business. So please take a break, take care of you, think of you, put yourself first, and please take care of you. Sometimes we confuse burnout with not being ready. That's why I created the worksheet to help you reflect on your readiness without judgment. So I encourage you and invite you to download the Business Readiness Self-Assessment Worksheet in the description. It will help you answer today's question with clarity and confidence. And then in our next episode, we are going to be talking about how to choose the right structure for your business. Should it be a non-profit, or should it be an LLC, or should you just start as a sole proprietor? We are going to walk through this together in the next episode. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. But please, if you have questions, I would like to hear from you, or comment. Write your questions and comment in the comment section, and I'll be glad to answer your questions. Thank you so much again, and God bless you. Until next time, bye-bye.